A brief message from your friendly neighborhood editing Jordan. This is your content warning. We try to keep things PG-13 around here. However, certain among us have a proclivity towards foul language and foul humor, so viewer discretion is advised. This is your only warning. While we're at it, I should probably note that any opinions stated about a certain tabletop role-playing game are just that, our opinions. We have been longtime fans and players of the game, and so we have a vested interest in how game mechanics work, and as a hobby in our group, we enjoy yelling at each other over rules interpretations. So everything that we say is all in good fun. With that in mind, however, I will still ask, Wizards, please hire us. Well, with that out of the way, enjoy the show.
So yeah, I just feel like this is like the long, slow march of what has happened to every fast food place over the course of the last 10 years.
There's no joy anymore.
It's true.
We can't have nice things.
And the fries are bad now.
And the fries are bad. They
Mhm.
took away the play place. They took away the colors. They are
Grimace is running rampant and biting children.
and they got rid of the drink fountain. There's not even a drink fountain anymore. You have to get the drink from behind the counter now.
What? Who wanted that? Why didn't you? They should have went the way of Wendy's, where you have
Nobody
that
wanted
fancy
that.
drink fountain where you get to
That's the
mix your own
point.
soda. That's
Those
what
do
that's what
hit,
the
though. I
people
love those
wanted.
machines.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Wendy's
Wendy's is
got
the only one that still has some of that whimsy, that youthful glow
That's
about them.
true. It's because of Wendy. Ronald's not gone. They killed him in order to bring about corporate
Ronald
McDonald's.
has been drawn and quartered.
They
Drawn
they
and quartered,
they,
oh
dr they drowned him in the ball pit
my
before
God.
promptly removing it.
All right.
That's why they had to get rid of it. It was evidence.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Nat One Podcast, aka Nope, because nope, you're not gonna want to hear what we're about to have to say. I'm Pertuset.
I'm Levi.
And I'm Jordan.
It's true. Mysteriously, the play place and Ronald McDonald left at the same time.
What a coincidence. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Nat One Podcast. Today we're continuing where we left off with the last UA, the arcane subclasses. Last time we talked about the new stuff that they put in, the tattooed monk subclass, the
Boo.
ancestral sorcery subclass,
Boo.
and the reworked Hexblade Warlock subclass.
Less bad than the last time, but still not great.
Yeah, it was. Go watch the episode if you want to hear everything we had to say. We had a good bit to say. But when don't we?
That's true.
But
That's why it's a
today,
podcast.
today we're gonna hit all the other stuff. Well, not all the other stuff. We're probably just gonna do like 3 again, like we said we were going to. But we're gonna hit the stuff that we didn't do last time. So we're starting off at the top of the UA with the returning Arcana Domain Cleric. Now,
Yay.
normally the way we do this is we give it to whoever has the most experience in this class to start it.
We're kind of tied.
So I don't know.
I'll take it.
Okay.
Okay. Don't look up at the old one. Look at the new ones. There we go. Do I need to read the fluff, or we just go right into it?
We usually read a little bit of it.
Sweet. Arcana Domain Cleric. Blend conviction with arcane power. Magic suffuses the multiverse and fuels both destruction and creation. Clerics with this domain view magical knowledge not as a power to be used in pursuit of personal ends, but as a gift they have the responsibility to share. Gods associated with the Arcana domain know the secrets and potential of magic intimately. Their gods are often connected to knowledge, as learning and arcane power tend to go hand in hand, or to secrecy or power. Design note.
Yeah,
Here are
it's
the
got a
main
bunch of
updates
design
to this subclass since its appearance in the SCAG.
Oh, it's from Skag? That's where it came from
Oh,
originally?
yeah.
Apparently.
Oh, yeah. Or it's about to get good. SCAG subclasses were either so good that they were broken, or so bad they were broken.
It's got a We Just mention in it in the 2014.
That's true. We just take the
We just
wheel.
mentioned. We.
Okay. I will read well, first of all, first big change. Jordan, you're not gonna like this.
Of course.
Uh, you start at level 3 now instead of
I
level
know.
4. But
So
uh,
dumb.
level 3, Arcana domain spells. Your connection to this divine domain means you always have certain spells ready. When you reach a cleric level specified in the Arcana domain spells table, you thereafter always have the listed spells prepared. Third level, you get Detect Magic, Magic Missile, Magic Weapon, and Nystul's Magic Aura. At level 5, you get Counterspell and Dispel Magic. Level 7, you get Arcane Eye and Lehman's Secret Chest. And at level 9, you get Bigby's Hand and Teleportation Circle.
There is one spell that's different between this and 2014,
Ooh.
which is Bigby's Hand.
Instead of
It was Planar Binding in 2014. You
that,
got Planar
that's
Binding and Teleportation Circle.
that spell probably just didn't come back. If I
And
had to guess.
also, because obviously there was the difference between first level clerics and now third level clerics in this, because you don't get your subclass until third level, you got Detect Magic and Magic Missile at first level in 2014. So you had it for 2 levels before you would have in this.
I don't
Because
know
that's
why.
when you would need those spells. Because
Mm,
I hate it here.
no, no. We should keep it this way. It's clearly more. It's written better to have 4 spells at third level rather than 2 at each bracket.
I'm gonna smash my head into a wall.
Well, also at level 3, we have Arcane Initiative, which gives us the following benefits. Arcane Knowledge, you gain proficiency in the Arcana skill. That's crazy, because I just imagine, what if they didn't do this specifically and you're the Arcana domain cleric and it's like, oh, but you also don't have. It makes me think of the dilemma we had with Medley early on in the
Not
campaign
having
where we were
proficiency
like,
in
you're not
religion.
proficient in religion and you're a cleric? You're.
She doesn't know other religions.
Oh.
She
But
barely
yes,
knows her
you're
own.
proficient in the Arcana skill if you don't have it already. You also gain expertise in the Arcana skill, so you're really good at Arcana. And you learn 2 wizard cantrips of your choice. Whenever, oh, excuse me. Oh my goodness. Whenever you gain a cleric level, you can replace one of these cantrips with another wizard cantrip. We love you're a class that normally doesn't get cantrips, but here we're gonna give you cantrips.
Clerics normally get cantrips, first of all.
Yeah,
Second of all,
yeah.
it's virtually unchanged since 2014, or whenever SCAG came out, 2015. The only difference is you get expertise in the Arcana skill now rather than just proficiency.
I see.
Otherwise, this is exactly the same.
I see. But not wizards, clerics don't get to hit cantrips normally, and wizards do, so you can get a roll to hit
Depends on the
cantrip.
cleric. Some of them do.
Yeah, you can just replace the
Yeah,
cleric
like this one.
cantrips,
This
which
one
are
gets them because it gets the wizard cantrips.
yeah, exactly. So now you can use Firebolt like the rest of your party.
Yes, you can be generic and use the I throw fire at someone cantrip instead of
I rain hellfire down upon you.
I thought
yeah.
we determined that firebolt wasn't like actual fire.
Did we?
Yes, because there was an incident a while ago with Noah trying to start a fire with firebolt, and it was not because it's not real fire.
No. No.
No, I think it is.
It ignites any flammable material whenever you cast it,
Okay,
Yeah.
in that case, that ruling was just to piss off Noah. Then
Probably.
which is valid.
it was funny.
But there's another level 3 feature that
Because we have to cram all of the abilities into third level because you don't get them for the first 2. Wow.
Well, yeah,
but you'll be so happy that you're getting so much at level 3 now.
that's true. Overload
And
your Poor new
Wall.
players.
Jordan, this one's for you. You get to do this one.
Oh god. Okay, level 3, modify magic. You can use your channel divinity to alter your spells as you cast them. When you cast a spell, you can expend one use of your channel divinity and change that spell in one of the following ways. No action required. Fortifying spell. One target of the spell gains a number of temporary hit points equal to 2d8 plus your cleric level. Tenacious spell. When you cast a spell that forces a creature to make a saving throw, choose one target of the spell you can see, roll 1d6, and apply the number rolled as a penalty to the target saving throw.
Sorcerer, eat your heart out.
I was about to say, it's all right. It's not bad, but like, just feels like sorcerer. It just.
Before it's just your turn undead becomes turn celestial, elemental, fee, or fiend as well.
Huh?
So you
Where are
can
you seeing
turn.
that at?
Looking at
Isn't the
the
design notes?
no.
Oh,
I'm looking at the old subclass.
Oh.
I see.
And once you reach certain levels, you banish CR creatures of CR of certain thresholds. That's the difference. This is definitely better than that because I feel like no one ever uses turn undead.
Yeah.
I like fortifying spell. I like it scales with your cleric level.
That is nice.
Tenacious spell is a good effect, but I think it should be more impactful at later levels because you're only going to get to do this twice, maybe thrice per day,
Yeah,
and
make it go up to a
only
D8.
it would only have to be a D8 or a D10, 2D6, something like that. It doesn't need to go really scale,
Yeah.
because it is reducing a saving throw. But it's kind of unfortunate that you're going to be stuck in D6 land for all eternity.
Yep. That is something that, as we've gone through a lot of the more recent UAs, they have liked doing the plus your class level to a lot of things, which I am a fan of. I do like that. I think it's a very easy way to add scaling into effects because you're gonna level up at some point, and so that's gonna make whatever your plus your class level thing is go up.
And
So
it encourages you to just stay in cleric and not
yes.
multiclass because it's specifically cleric level.
Yes.
Not that that's going to stop people, but
Yeah,
that
yeah.
is the
Well,
intention.
again, they seem pretty fickle about the enforcement of the we don't want people to multi-class that they talked about early on with this one because they have stuff like that, but then they have other things like what was it? Was it in the Tattoo Monk where we were like literally every time you get a new
Yeah.
tattoo is a good opportunity to multi-class
Yeah.
now?
Yeah, because you have the full set for one, and then you can just be like, yep, this is my thing.
Yeah. Yeah, level 3, level 6, level 11. I don't know why you would once you got to level 17, but
Just multi-class cleric and barbarian, it's the best build.
yeah.
Ask TJ that. Didn't he multi-class at level 18?
He did, but
Yeah.
that was Bard and Paladin, and
Nah.
in 2014 that's a little bit more like, all right, I guess.
He's a coward for not taking Bard to level 20. And that's okay. You know what? It's okay.
Uh, he's not gonna watch this anyways. He doesn't know you didn't get.
He won't know. There's a dig against him. It'll be fine.
Oh, all right. Where are we? We're still on level 3.
No, we're
No.
not. We're on level 17.
Well, yeah, okay,
No,
but
no,
now,
no, no, no,
okay,
no. Level
no, we're
six,
not.
level 6.
We can't skip over dispelling recovery, Jordan.
Oh, yeah, we can.
Okay. Is that me?
Yes, we've made it back around to you now. Yes.
Okay. Level 6, Dispelling Recovery. Immediately after you cast a spell with a spell slot that restores hit points to a creature or ends a condition on a creature, you can cast Dispel Magic on the creature as a bonus action without expending a spell slot. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your Wisdom modifier and your gain all expended uses whenever you finish a long rest.
Weird, but
That's so hyper specific.
I
Why would you would
I
need
kind
that?
of dig it.
It's you don't have to. You can
Yeah.
cast. And you get it if it was just you get this once per long rest, that would be dog water.
Yeah.
The fact that you get it
Equal to
reasonably
your wisdom modifier.
At level 6, probably plus 4, so 4 times a day. Later levels, definitely 5.
Between 3 to 5 times, if
Yeah.
not more.
That's not awful. I
Not
mean,
horrible.
it's gonna end any, I don't know what
I
the
can
spell.
see the intent behind it. Yeah, the intent's
Yeah.
like if there's something that's been cast on you that is dealing damage over time or something like that, then the cleric can be like, also I get rid of that while
It's
healing you at the same time.
it's definitely not a I kind of wish it was just you get Dispel Magic that you can cast as a bonus action so many times. It's
Hmm.
definitely you either lose or win harder kind of effect
Yeah.
where it's all or nothing. You either have which, I mean, you're going to go out and you're going to plan on doing that when you cast your healing spell. Oh, I'll get Dispel Magic as a little bonus.
Yeah.
Reasonably, I think it's kind of a nothing feature. It's not going to come up very much.
No.
There's
I
gonna be
do
one
think
time where you get to use it and you'll be like, oh, that's so cool, and then forget about it for the rest of the campaign.
Exactly. If you even remember it in that instance.
the ring of the
If
True.
orator.
what would likely happen is that this is going to happen, you're going to do all this and you're going to be struggling with a magic effect. Then a couple sessions later, someone's going to be like, "Hey, what's this dispelling recovery thing that's on your character sheet?" And then
Imagine
you'll be
that.
like,
We've never done that.
"Whoa, I can't believe that would have helped so much."
Oh.
It's
What do
never
you
happened.
mean it can make anyone understand the language you're speaking in?
Hmm.
Um, yeah, no, I think flavor-wise, this feels like an arcane cleric thing, an arcana cleric thing, where it's like you have a through your faith, you have like an understanding of how Arcana works, so you can dispel magic more regularly. You can get rid of magical things happening more
Yeah.
easily. I think it feels flavor-wise more in line than I think Fortifying and Tenacious Spell did, whereas they're good features. But that feels nah, I know exactly what it feels like now. It feels like what Abjuration Wizard does in
Yeah.
2014, where they're like, I make a shield for myself and stuff like that. And I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know, I'm not sure how that feels like an Arcana cleric necessarily, but also I'm not exactly sure what an Arcana cleric should be really. So,
I like the feature. I think they should have done more with it. Also, it's basically unchanged. They just tied it to Dispel Magic. It did the
yeah.
exact same thing in 2015, whenever Skag came out. Um,
Again, they're not allowed to do stuff in 2024 without tying it to a spell.
I
Yep,
That's
know
it's
it
gotta
would
it's gotta go on the spell list.
true. I know it would be generic, but to be honest, I would like to see a buff to counterspell in some way. I know they did it with another
Ooh.
subclass.
hmm.
If you're going all in on this thing about dispelling magic, I feel like it should have been two features for this
Yeah.
feature, rather than just one. Uh, I don't know how you would word that or phrase that, but I feel like there's the two spells you get at 5th level in this class. They're both about getting rid of magic. I think that they should have done two features and it would make it more impactful. You have more options. It's always good to have more options.
Hmm.
Like I just feel like it's not going to come up much, but when it
Yeah.
does, it's going to be impactful.
All right. Well, that leaves us with the level 17 feature, the subclass capstone feature,
You're going to
which
love
is
this.
Arcane Mastery. You learn 4 wizard spells, guys.
Woo.
One from each of the
Magical
levels
secret
6,
too.
7, 8, and 9. So you get a 6th, a 7th, a 9th, an 8th, and a 9th level wizard spell. You thereafter always have those spells prepared, and whenever you gain a cleric level, you can replace one of these spells with another wizard spell from the same level. Which means
Yeah,
you get at most 3 more times to change these spells
true.
because you're level 17 at this point. It's not awful. It's not great either.
Listen, they saw the 2015 version and they said, wow, this is exactly what this does. And it's something we would write now. It's perfect.
It
It's
was already not good, and we can make it slightly worse.
I mean, it's good. I mean, it's good. I mean, getting access to 9th level wizard spells, those are the best 9th level spells by far.
Yeah.
Um, but and you're gonna feel cool. I mean, I guess you're gonna feel like this arcane cleric because you get to take things from the wizard.
But it just never sits right with me to have a feature, especially a level 17 feature that's like supposed to be the big thing for your subclass, be you take something from another class.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's just lazy writing.
Yeah, it
But
feels a little creatively bankrupt.
but you get access to Divine Intervention, which allows you to cast a spell of like whatever lower level in
Oh
2024,
yeah, that's what it is in
and access
2024.
to Wish, which does the exact same thing. So
So now you
you're
can do it 2
Woo!
times.
I forgot that's
exactly.
what they. Now I'm mad again because I forgot that that's what they changed the divine
Again,
intervention
it's
to, and
it's the
that's
McDonald's play
bad.
place.
I hate it. I hate it. I can't
It's
summon an
still
army with just any spell from my spell. That's so dumb.
Yeah, you can
overall,
create.
overall, the
Not well.
majority of what the McDonald's does is still the same, but the whimsy and joy is just no longer there.
The sprite is flat, and I hate it here.
They removed it from the game. All right, well,
That
that's
was a good
Arcana
one.
Cleric.
It was so good.
Mostly unchanged, it seems, from 2014. I think the biggest thing that was changed was the I think Dispelling Recovery. Was that new? Am I crazy?
No, it was the modify.
Design.
It was the Channel Divinity. Dispelling Recovery is exactly the same.
They just renamed it. It was
Oh,
called Spellbreaker
I
last
see.
time.
I see. Okay.
Which is a better name.
It
It
is a
is,
better
yeah.
name.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Mostly unchanged. Which I think based off of what we were saying, more so just points to the problem of the Arcana Cleric rather than
Just play
rather
a
than the
wizard.
overall. Yeah,
True.
like I don't I don't know what they were really trying to go with all the way back in Skag when they made it really. I mean, we've talked about
Well,
this before of like there are some cleric subclasses which it's just a problem of being the cleric and having the most subclasses in 2014. Some of them just don't really hit. Some of them don't really make that much sense.
yeah. It's a cool concept. Worshiping the god of magic is
Hmm.
cool. But
The
they should have.
knowledge domain, I think, also falls into a similar
Yeah,
problem.
unfortunately, all the smart clerics, they don't get anything.
No, because again, at that point, why not just play a wizard?
Yeah.
They should have taken all the energy they took to make the Arcana Domain Cleric and the Knowledge Domain Cleric and made one smart boy cleric
Hmm.
that was actually good.
Who was
There you
smarter
go.
than all the other clerics that came before him.
Exactly.
And his spellcasting modifier could have been intelligence, but they're too afraid to do that.
No,
No.
because they're wisdom casters. They can't cast with anything else.
Can't change it. Not allowed. But because you start as a cleric at level 1, but you don't get your subclass until level 3, so it wouldn't make
Hmm. So you
sense.
can't be smart
It
right
wouldn't
from the.
make
I
sense for you
hate
to
it
start as an
here.
int caster.
You would be the worst cleric ever until level 3.
Yeah, yeah, because that makes sense.
Rules as written, there's nothing that's preventing you from like putting your
Uh,
dump stat and your casting stat. So I mean,
guys,
it's fine.
we heard what you
Party would
wanted. We
hate you.
decided to make an int caster cleric, but based off of how 2024 E works, you just
I
you
did the
don't
dump
do it.
stat wisdom
You
cleric.
don't
It
do it
doesn't
until
work.
level 3.
My spell attack
Oh,
modifier is +1,
yeah.
and my DC is 11. It's really good.
Okay.
I hate it. I
Let's
hate it
move
here.
on from this unfortunate cleric to Arcane Archer, which is one that we were kind of curious about because Arcane Archer has a little bit of a reputation, I think, for being not so good in 2014. So we'll see if they've changed that up a little at all.
As long as they don't make it better than the Ranger, that's all I care about. They wouldn't
Well,
do
that's
that,
a
would they?
really, really low bar.
I have played 2 levels of fighter in Baldur's Gate 3.
I now have 2 levels of fighter as of last night when we
Jordan has
leveled
2
up.
levels of fighter as well. So,
God damn it, I'm
Jordan, you can
tied with
take
everyone.
you can take this one, Jordan. You've got the
Oh
most.
joy. Okay, an arcane archer studies a unique elven method of archery that weaves magic into attacks to produce supernatural effects. Ooh. The first arcane archers stood watch over their communities, keeping a keen eye out for dangers and using magic-infused arrows to defeat monsters and invaders. Over the centuries, other species have learned the elves' mythical methods of blending arcane aptitude with archery and broaden their application to ranged weapons of many kinds while applying those talents to an adventuring life. Updates. Arcane Archer lore now gives you proficiency in both Arcana and Nature skills. Arcane Shot has been redesigned. It now allows you to use any weapon with the ammunition property. You can now use the Arcane Shot die it grants for extra damage in the options you select. Ever Ready Shot is now available at a lower level. Improved Shots, Powerful Shots, and Masterful Shots are new features that improve your Arcane Shot die. They incorporate prior damage increases to your Arcane Shot options, but spread the increases across more levels of play.
Okay. It seems like they're doing the thing. They're battle mastering it.
But this is a fighter, so this
It
actually
is,
makes
it
a little
is.
bit more
Yeah,
sense.
it makes a
And
little
it-
more sense.
And it was battle mastery before. That was the flavor.
Yeah, true.
It was just the ranged battle
It
master.
was
Yeah.
Ranged Battle Master,
It was
yeah.
ranged battle master. Okay, fair. So at level 3, you get Arcane Archer lore. A canon event happens to you. You learn magical theory
Shut up.
and secrets of nature, granting you the following benefits. You know either the Druidcraft or the Prestidigitation cantrip. Intelligence is your spellcasting ability for it. Everyone's favorite cantrips, the two best cantrips in the game, Prestidigitation and Druidcraft.
Mhm.
And skills, you gain proficiency in Arcana and Nature. If you already have one of those proficiencies, you instead gain proficiency in a different skill of your choice, or with 2 other skills if you have both.
Hmm.
This leads me to be like, you should definitely take Nature and Arcana if you have the option to in your class thing, because then that just gives you more broad
It gives you
options
2 free skills. I was
as to
thinking the
what
same
skills you
thing.
can
I
yeah.
don't know if fighter can take both of those.
That's what I was saying, is you might not be able to, based off of what you're restricted to.
It depends on
Um,
what you take as far as like your background, I think.
Yeah, but if you can, you should, because then you're not restricted at all based off of your subclass.
True.
That's a Terran move. That's something
That-
Terran
yeah,
would do
that's a
to
big
game
brain
the
Terran
system.
move.
Is it gaming the system? It's completely how they intended
It's
it.
completely how
But
it's
he-
intended to work, but like
But he thinks it's gaming the
yes,
system.
yeah, Terran would be like, it's gaming the system. It's getting what I want
Well,
out
it
of
is.
it.
Yeah, it's opening up your options further.
Yep. Okay. Well, the only thing different about that is in the old one, it was an or, not an and. You got Arcana or Nature and Prestidigitation or Drew. Oh wait, no, you get it's still or for the cantrips, right?
And-
Yeah, it's
yeah,
still or for the cantrips.
And if you had both of those, you were just shit out of luck.
Yeah, no, yeah, you didn't get the option to get anything else in the
No
last one if you
alternatives
had them
there.
already. So this one's mostly overall just an improvement over the last one, just
Yeah.
by making the or statement an and statement. Yeah, but again, it's also about skills, so it's like, sure, that'll come in handy every once in a while, but it's not a huge thing.
Yeah.
So
You don't need a ranger if you have a guy who has all the skills and the druidcraft cantrip.
exactly. Now we're just gonna have the fighter be the skill mode. We don't need rangers or rogues anymore, guys.
We're kind of better off without both of them.
Yeah, in 2024, they can just go die in a hole.
All right. Well, that's Arcane Archer lore.
Yippee! I'm so sorry,
Now
Jordan.
here's the meat and potatoes of the class.
It's so long. I'm so sorry.
Okay, level 3, Arcane Shot. You learn to unleash special magic effects with some of your shots. Arcane Shot options. You learn 2 Arcane Shot options of your choice from the Arcane Shot options section later in the subclasses description.
Oh, it's later.
It's later. You learn an additional Arcane Shot option of your choice when you reach fighter levels 7, 10, 15, and 18. Each time you learn a new Arcane Shot option, you can also replace one option you know with a different one. Using Arcane Shot. Once per turn, when you make a ranged attack using a weapon with your ammunition property, you can apply one. I can't read. I can never read when we do these episodes. You can apply one of your arcane shot options to the attack. You decide to use the option when you hit a creature and deal damage to it unless the option doesn't involve an attack roll. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your intelligence modifier, minimum of once. You regain all expended uses when you finish a short or long rest. Arcane shot die. Arcane shot options refer to your arcane shot die. Your arcane shot die is a d6 forever and always, because d6s. Saving throws. If an arcane shot option requires a saving throw, the DC equals 8 plus your intelligence modifier plus your proficiency bonus.
8 plus spellcast modifier plus proficiency.
Yes.
That's always been the
The
formula.
classic.
Okay.
So if we were to play this in our world, would we still add like your level? Or does that not work? Because it's not like you can't change it.
No. The table rule we use, audience, which I think we've talked about before,
Oh, yeah.
is you add the spell level to the
Spell
DC
save
whenever
DC.
you cast. Yeah, because it just it makes it gives it a little bit more like oomph to be like, oh, I'm casting a powerful spell, so it's harder to beat the DC. But for this, I mean, I would rule in that situation, you're not casting a spell. It's just like innately magical part of your being. So it would make sense that it's just like your base DC. And not.
Oh, the die does scale. I didn't read further down the page.
Yeah, the die goes up. Yeah.
Coolio.
Yippee!
Well, that's the rest of your class features. It's just that your die goes up.
No.
There's shots.
Jordan just not seeing it scaled, not seeing the other features.
No, I did see the other features, but like
Oh
past
my
level
God.
7, that's all you get.
Sorry, I just realized how much farther down all of the shots go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's a lot. It's going to take us 10
Okay.
years to get through it. Anyway, level 7, curving shot. You learn how to direct an errant shot toward a new target. If you make an attack roll with a weapon with the ammunition property and miss, as a bonus action immediately after the attack, can make an extra attack with the same weapon against a different target that you can see, that isn't within the weapon's long range and that isn't behind total cover. This extra attack doesn't require ammunition.
Well, I figured the not behind total cover thing was a given, considering you can't make ranged attacks against something behind total cover, but
But if you
I
can
don't know.
curve it, why can't you like
true
I don't know
that
what
okay, well now Jordan's making me understand there.
I also don't understand the
reasoning.
long range penalty. Neither of those things were there before.
Well,
and
it can't once it gets long range, it just can't curve anymore, Dylan.
True, it doesn't curve after that. It's not
Exactly.
like you're a magic archer or anything,
No,
so I don't know
no.
why. If it's past 150 feet, I can't predict anything out there.
Exactly.
Magic doesn't exist 150 feet away.
Exactly. There's a radius that it just dead stops. It doesn't fade. It doesn't get weaker. It just is dead in the water after
your
150
ammunition doesn't
feet.
even keep going? It hits
Yeah.
150 feet
Yeah.
and just
then it
drops to the ground.
It just drops straight
It's like
to
a
the
cartoon.
ground. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's the first one. You also at level 7 get. I'll push through to banishing shot. I'll do all those since these are really
Okay.
short. Gosh, it's not that I can't read. I just can't speak today. I just
It's
keep
too
Yeah.
early.
miss-
We went to
missaying
bed at
words.
2 a.m.
That's true.
At level 7, you also get Ever Ready Shot, which is when you roll initiative and have no uses of Arcane Shot left, you regain 1 expended use of it. So you always got
Much-
1. You always got 1 in the
much-
pocket.
Much better than 20 whenever Xannies came out. It was at 15th level you got this same feature instead of 7.
Okay, that
Oh.
is a lot better.
That was-
It did say
that-
it had moved down, yeah.
That was literally your capstone feature in this subclass.
That's deeply
That's-
upsetting.
We love Sorcerer. We love get all your. It's not even get all of it back. It's
It's
get
just-
1.
And you only had 2, so you're languishing
Yeah.
with 2. And at 15th level, you
Oh.
finally got to get 1 back if you rolled initiative and didn't have it.
Get wrecked.
Oh man. Okay. So at level 10, your arcane shot die becomes a D8. At level 15, it becomes a D10. At level 18, it becomes a D12. Pretty all right. Pretty good. I don't remember how it scales in the old one. If it even scales at all.
It doesn't. It worked differently. So the damage was attached to your shots themselves. So
Mhm.
they all which it didn't matter. They all had the same damage anyway, so it had no effect.
I see.
It's essentially the same, but it was all D6s.
I see. Okay. And then we get our arcane shot options, which is this is like the everything you're gonna be doing in the class.
Wall of text.
So I say
Yes.
we just rotate them. So like I do one, Jordan does one, Dylan does one.
Yeah.
So first
Should
up is banishing shot. Your magic temporarily sequesters your target in a harmless demiplane. The creature you hit takes additional psychic damage equal to one roll of your arcane shot die and must succeed on a charisma saving throw or be banished. While banished, the creature has the incapacitated condition and a speed of 0. At the end of its turn, the target reappears in the space it left, or if that space is occupied, in the nearest unoccupied space. So a nice little
hmm
banish light for your arcane shot.
Beguiling shot. Your creature causes the ammunition to temporarily beguile your target. The creature you hit takes additional psychic damage equal to 2 rolls of your arcane shot die and must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or have the charm condition until the start of your next turn, treating either you or one of your allies within 30 feet of the target your choice as the charmer. The charm condition ends early if the charmer attacks the target, deals damage to it, or forces it to make a saving throw. This is really funny to me because I'm just imagining you shoot someone and they're like, oh my god, you shot me! Oh my god, you shot me!
Yes.
Pretty much. I do want to say sorry. I was cross-referencing, and the only thing I don't know why this is funny to me, but with banishing shot, the only thing different about it from 2014 is that specifically in 2014, you send them to the Feywild.
That's
It's
funny.
That's
not.
better.
It's
I
not
like
a
that.
random demiplane. It's
Oh
a
no, that's
harmless
great.
location in the Feywild.
I'm upset. Oh, it's harmless. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It's just funny to me that it's like so specific. And I'm assuming that in 2014 they were leaning more heavily into like the Fey side of the class because it's
N-
As they should.
Elven.
No, that's just random. That's the only reference to Faye, I'm pretty
Is it?
sure. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Great. Never mind.
Because
Uh,
it's funny to just drop somebody in the Feywild unprepared.
that's true. That is funny.
It's always funny.
Okay. Bursting shot. You imbue your ammunition with explosive force energy. Immediately after you deal damage to the creature, your target, and each creature within a 10-foot emanation originating from the target takes force damage equal to 2 rolls of your arcane shot die. Explodes.
Yeah. That's pretty all right.
Mm,
Some of these, I will say, in the old one, they increased damage, but when you reached level 18,
yeah.
so they just were stuck at the 2d6 until level 18, in which they
That's
became
unfortunate.
4d6.
Yeah.
Instead of the other, which is make it a d12. So the scaling is roughly similar based on
But you're not languishing in 2d6 for all of
yes,
these levels. You get to go up to
yes.
2d8 and then 2d10
It's
and
a
then
much better progression of
yes.
scaling in this.
And you get more uses of it, so it's okay that the damage isn't crazy because
Yes.
you don't have 2 uses per short rest,
Yeah.
which is always better.
Which takes us to enfeebling shot. Your ammunition saps your target's strength. The creature you take the creature you take? The creature you hit takes additional necrotic damage equal to 2 rolls of your arcane shot die. The target must also succeed on a con saving throw or to have the poison condition until the end of its next turn. Whenever a target poisoned in this way hits with an attack roll, it subtracts an amount equal to 1 roll of your arcane shot die from the total damage of that attack. It's pretty alright. It's a nice debuff.
Poison is always good.
Well, no, okay, I guess that would make sense because it's like whatever the die you hit them with. I was about to say I don't know how the arcane shot die subtraction thing would work, but no, I guess it makes sense because if your arcane shot gets progressively stronger over time, then it would just be however hard they got hit, I guess would be they're like, "Oh, subtract that from my next roll."
It subtracts an amount equal to one roll of your arcane shot die from the total damage of that attack. Does that mean that you pick one of the die you rolled and that's how much they subtract? I think that's how
I, s-
it's
I, s- I, I'm not sure.
that's kind of how it's worded.
I think it can be interpreted that way, but I was reading it as on of that attack that they made. But
Mm,
no, what you're saying also would work based off like it could go either way of your attack or of their attack.
yes.
Hmm. I don't know. I guess that would just be up to your DM, whoever your DM
Okay.
is.
Maybe I'm misinterpreting it. It wouldn't be the first time.
Whenever target's poisoned in this way, hits with an attack roll, it subtracts an amount equal to one roll of your arcane shot die from the total damage of that attack.
I think it's you're correct, Levi. I think I just read
Okay.
it weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I was reading it as it's implying their attack that they made.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Grasping shot. Your ammunition creates clutching brambles around your target. The creature you hit takes additional slashing damage equal to one roll of your arcane shot die and must succeed a strength saving throw or have the restrained condition until the start of your next turn. The target or a creature within reach of it can take an action to make a strength, not comma, parentheses, Jesus, athletics check against your arcane shot DC, removing the brambles and ending the restrained condition on the target on a successful check.
Boo.
It's not great, but I do think looking at the old one, um it is weird that the old one had this, but it does make it better, which is that it dealt poison damage. The old one did.
I hate it. And here's why. All of these other effects, you get hit, you fail your saving throw, you suffer, you languish. You're already dealing less damage with grasping shot. It's only one roll of your arcane shot die instead of two, unlike all the other ones. Which the banishing shot does the same thing, except banishing shot, you banish it for a turn. That's why would you ever use this? Because if it was, oh, they're restrained until the start of their next turn, like every other effect, okay, they just can't move.
What
They're
if
stuck there.
they're
Uh,
really charismatic but not really strong?
someone else, okay, you got one really charismatic guy. He's gonna have the big meathead that's right beside him. It's like, oh, don't worry, boss. I'll rip the brambles off of you. It's stupid that you can end this one early with an action, unlike all the other ones. And you're dealing less damage.
Oh,
I would never take this option,
they
ever.
should have kept the damage in some way, but I just think they should have changed it from poison because the old one dealt 2d6 poison damage, and if you tried to move, the idea with the old one was like it was like razor wire or barbed wire that wrapped around them, and if you
Oh,
tried to
so if you're
move,
in it, you're in
yes.
it.
Yeah, if you
That's
tried to
better.
move, it said any type of movement besides teleportation, you took damage. It's like what's that one that we used to cast a lot? The cleric spell. It's a bunch of like brambles, and
I
if
know
you move
exactly what
through
you're
them, it
talking about, and I
hurts.
can't remember it. It's shit, because it makes it difficult terrain too, so you're
Yes,
stuck there longer.
it's a very big
It's not
area.
grasping vine. What is
It's
that?
not grasping vine. I can't remember it off. We casted a bunch
Arlo had it, and Arlo used it
in the Olympus
liberally.
campaign. Yeah,
Yeah. The
I
old
it's
one,
completely slipping my
this
mind.
is a moment where the old one's actually better because it lasts for a
Yeah,
minute
I'm
rather than
looking that up.
until their next turn.
yeah. I
I
understand why they were like, oh, this shouldn't do damage because it's a restrained effect, but I don't
if
like it. I don't.
if if they were gonna make a restrained effect, which I don't hate, like you shoot some vines and they're grappled to the ground. I don't understand. They always do this with strength saves. Anything that's a strength save related. They're like, oh, well, then someone could walk up and just like take the vines off. That's stupid. None of the other effects do that.
Plant
Where
growth.
Plant
plant
growth.
growth.
Okay.
No other
Yeah.
effect is like they're like, I don't understand why no one likes strength saves. And then they butcher strength saves every time.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It
that's
Actually, sorry, Reddit lied to me. It's spike growth.
spike
spike
growth.
That's
growth.
what it is.
It would have been fine if they honestly, if they even got rid of like the poison damage and just kept the if you move, it hurts you. That probably would have been all right if they just did and it's your arcane shot die
Yeah.
damage instead of 2d6.
I don't know why you would ever take it over Vanishing Shot, which is
Yeah.
just better. It does a
I
better
don't
type
I
of
don't know why you
damage.
wouldn't either.
It
I have nothing
completely
to say.
removes it.
I think you're just correct in this, Dylan. I think there's this one's a miss. This one's a miss, guys. This one.
Which is
But
funny because it's Arcane Archer.
but you can turn a miss into a hit with your bonus action. As long as it's not beyond 150 feet. We can't help you
Yeah,
then.
no, we can't. We can't do long range. That's out of the question. Piercing shot
I think
is
this
up
is me,
next.
right? You give your ammunition an ethereal quality. When you use this option, you don't make an attack roll for the attack. Instead, the ammunition shoots forward in a 30-foot line that is 1 foot wide, originating from you, then vanishes. The line ignores cover. A 30-foot line? The line ignores. We'll talk
It's a
about that in a
very
minute.
odd image.
The line ignores cover as the ammunition phases through solid objects. Each creature in the line must make a dex save. On a failed save, a creature takes damage as if it were hit, plus additional piercing damage equal to 2 rolls on your arcane shot die. On a successful save, a creature takes half as much damage.
So that's why they had to specify the cover thing for curving shot, because then this would be redundant.
Yes.
Why
Yeah.
is it 30 feet?
Because that's what the old one was.
That's awful.
It's not great. I wish they would have just made it your short range of whatever
It doesn't even have
weapon
that
you
would
were
be
using.
really long. Like if it was like even 60 feet.
60 feet would be
Mhm.
better.
60 feet, at least there's something. I don't
Yeah.
understand why this shot you're firing only goes 30 feet and is like, peace. I'm out of here. I can't
It
help.
is better than the old one damage-wise. The old one was whatever damage the arrow normally would do plus a d6.
Well, yeah, because going a 30-foot line is so good, Levi.
It can go through solid objects, Dylan. How
I
you're
mean
gonna
that
know where someone is through a solid object is a problem for yourself to figure out.
I
But
mean the image of someone running behind like a wall or a rock and it's like, he can't shoot me here. I'm behind a rock. And then you
yeah,
blast him through the rock. That is funny.
It's very
However,
funny.
However,
It's very
pause.
Toon physics.
All he would have to do is run 5 feet further away, and
yeah.
then you're out of range.
Okay, he can't see me
Oh,
behind here. I better walk 5 feet away from this rock just to
it's
make sure.
it's niche, and it wouldn't be used a lot, I think, simply because of the 30-foot thing, because you're not gonna be that close to someone if you're trying to be an archer.
Well, don't worry. You get 6 of the 8 options. So, I mean, as long as the other 2 are decent, you'll just
Don't
never
have
take
to use
grasping shot
this.
and
Yeah.
piercing shot. You just won't take it.
All
By the
right.
time.
So those are the 2 stinkers for right now. Let's see how the next 2 work out. Next, we've got Seeking Shot. You grant your ammunition the ability to seek out the target. When you use this option, you don't make an attack roll. Instead, choose one creature you've seen in the last minute. The ammunition flies towards the creature, moving around corners if necessary and ignoring half quarter cover and 3/4 cover. If the target is within your weapon's long range, the target must make a dex saving throw. Otherwise, the ammunition disappears after traveling as far as it can. On a failed save, the target takes damage as if it were hit, plus additional force damage equal to 2 rolls of your arcane shot die, and you learn the target's current location. On a successful save, the target takes half as much damage only.
Do you only make a dex save if it's within your long range?
That's what it says. I think though
What
it
it
means like if it's like long range down, right? That's what I think it means. Is it supposed to be like if it's all the way, if it's as far as it can go, which for what a longbow is like what
600 feet.
600 feet? Yeah, so if it's like within 600 feet of you, it makes a dex save, is what I think it's trying to say. But the way it's worded makes it seem like if it's within your short range, it just hits and it doesn't know there's no save. But I do think it's meant to be because it says if it makes a successful save, it takes half as much damage only. So it's implied that no matter what, it will be
You know,
making the save.
you know how they could have fixed this? If the target is within your weapon's range, then there's no ambiguity.
Yeah.
You
Nah, that's too
remove the long
hard.
range.
That would make too
Then
much sense.
There's no ambiguity. It's
That
like
You're giving them
requires
too much credit,
that
Dylan.
requires less effort because we wouldn't have had to write the word long, so we couldn't
Also,
have done it.
what is the line about otherwise the ammunition disappears after traveling as far as it can? What does that mean? What is that all about? I don't understand what the
Well,
You're
whole
out
point
of
I
is.
have
ammo.
decided to use my seeking shot to shoot at something outside of my range, actually.
Who would
So,
who would do that?
Once again, we're getting
Ever.
a little toon physicsy with it. They did not mean to make this the cartoon subclass, but this is kind of becoming the cartoon subclass.
it is a little redundant to be like, yeah, if you try to shoot at something you can't shoot at, it
It-
disappears.
It just goes away.
Bye.
Oh.
Where do they go?
Otherwise,
Where do the arrows
besides
go?
besides the kind of wonky wording, I think it's okay. I think it's
It's-
an okay feature.
Just once again, why would you
It's
ever
just
take
good piercing shot. It's
There's been two like this. Piercing shot and seeking shot do essentially the same thing, except
Yeah.
seeking shot is way better,
yes.
and a banishing shot and grasping shot do essentially the same thing, except banishing shot
Vanishing
is
shot's
infinitely
better.
better.
But
Okay.
they had to pad out the text on the subclass.
All right.
True.
Well, that leaves us with one more. So
All
Jordan,
right.
finish us off.
Shadow shot. Your magic occludes your foe's vision with shadows. The creature you hit takes additional psychic damage equal to one roll of your arcane shot die. It must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or have the blinded condition until the end of its next turn.
That one's simple.
It's simple.
It's sweet.
Straightforward.
I like it a lot because giving the blinded condition to something is pretty good.
Yep.
Blinded is a really bad condition to have.
Yep.
So that one, it's all right in my book.
No complaints.
Also, again, it was either last episode or the one before it. We were talking about it, and I was like, it's a lot better. The subclass stuff generally feels better when they make it simple.
Keep it simple, stupid.
When
Though
they make it simple, I'm over here like, okay, I understand how it works. It's
straightforward.
easy.
I
It's
know how to implement
straightforward.
it in combat.
And I like Shadow Shot a lot because of that. You hit a thing, and if it fails a saving throw, it's blind. Yeah.
yeah,
And it's only 5 lines of text.
Yes.
exactly. I think they struggle with that. I feel like most they don't take this to heart, Wizards. I don't want every feature to be 5 lines. But
What?
I
You
feel
want us
like-
to explain everything in one sentence? You want-
yes, one
3
sentence rules.
words.
There needs to be a good balance of lengthy rules and short and sweet rules. I feel like most things could be written down in a short and simple way. And once again, this isn't a dig at Terran, but it's people who like to bend the rules and break them and cause their DMs physical pain. It's why rules have to be written this way. I'm sure there's a reason. The line, otherwise the ammunition disappears after traveling as far as it can. There's a reason it's in there.
I'm
And it's because-
sure what happened is they were all like talking about this at the office, and then some guy was like, "But what if I tried to do this thing with it?"
What
they were
if
all
I
like-
shoot it in a direction and it just hits somebody? Because it's
Yeah.
gonna keep going, right?
And they were
Yeah.
all like, "Oh, that's true. That could like happen. That could... It was probably someone being like, if it's going in the direction of the person, but they somehow leave the range, even though it occurs in all the same thing, if they're somehow out of the range, wouldn't it make sense that the arrow would just keep flying even past the long range where normally it wouldn't because it's going straight at that? Like, it was probably something like that. And
The
then they had
only
to
way
be
I
like,
can see that-
okay.
The only way I can see that happening is if you're a caster, you're right at the long range. You prepped specifically like a misty step
Mm-hmm.
for when someone shoots at you so you could just zip right out of the long range. And yeah, that's stupid because why wouldn't you just do that on your turn and then you're farther away?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Let's go with
Again,
that.
It feels like they were all sitting there and they were like, yeah, this is great. Seeking shot, good feature. And then someone was like, but what if What if the caster had prepared on their turn to Misty Step out of long range? And then they were like,
And it should just
okay.
hit. I don't know. To get the extra
It should,
line.
I'm thinking Seeking Shot makes me think like Heat Seeking Missile. I feel like it should just, like, maybe the damage is decreased by so much if it's not in range, but like it doesn't make sense that it
Personally,
doesn't
I
just hit.
think it's never gonna matter if you have a longbow.
Yeah.
You're not gonna have a combat if your DM likes themselves and doesn't want to hurt themselves in the combat. They're not gonna make a combat with over 600 feet worth of movement.
I feel like we've
Exactly.
done that before at least once.
Oh, probably because like what I just said, I don't like myself, I guess, and I make things painful for me.
You do like to do
Um,
that.
but yeah, no. I mean, I think generally when it comes to our larger combats, it gets up to like 300 range of
I'm
movement.
probably thinking of the Siege, where we had that
Um,
much potential for
but
movement
yeah,
and
no,
everything.
it like I don't know why any DM ever would be like, I'm gonna have over 600 feet worth of movement across this combat.
Maybe
In
they're
which
up. Maybe
case,
it's flying.
True. I didn't think about that. Flying
610 feet up.
hmm
that blue dragon that just hates us. That's just gonna be bam, bam, bam.
No, she's our
Really.
friend now.
I don't think she's our friend, but she doesn't want to eat us yet.
Yet.
Just wait. Just wait for another 6 days.
Maybe if we kill her other child.
Exactly. Okay. We need to get out of here. We need to get out of
One
Arcana.
more. There's one more subclass. Are we done? Wait, is there
Is there-
more? Or did we
For
do it?
this one, I don't know if
We did
are-
it. Shadow
are we
Shot's the
gonna be
last
able-
thing.
Yeah,
Shadow.
that's done for
Yay.
that. I don't know if we can fit a third subclass in here. We
Oh,
talked
were
too
you talking
much.
about the episode? We can finish the
Yeah.
episode. I mean, we have gone pretty long
Nah,
on this one.
we gotta run. I mean, they did Conjuration Wizard again. I mean, they already had that in the PHB. They called it something different, but it was basically a Conjurer Wizard. So they're doing Conjurer Wizard again, I guess. I don't know.
Conjurer Wizard's back. They
It's
probably
so
unless they did the thing where they make it so you can concentrate on multiple conjuration spells at the same time, it's not good. It's
No, but you get a free conjuration spell to add to your spell book.
that's true.
I see. All right, let's crack this one out real fast. Conjurer Wizard. Step across space and call creatures from thin. Yeah, that's what it said. And call creatures from thin air. Oh my gosh. You consider distance and matter to be flexible guidelines rather than physical laws. Conjurers harness the power of magic that moves creatures instantly through space and summons creatures to fight on their behalf. Here are the main updates to this class since its introduction in the PHB in 2014. Benign transportation is now available at a lower level, and the new distant benign transposition is available at a lower level, and the new distant transposition and quick teleportation features improve it. Conjuration Savant now gives you free conjuration spells. Great. Durable Summons is now available at lower level, and temp HP it grants are based on your wizard level. Level 3, Benign Transposition. As a magic action, you teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see. Alternatively, you can choose a space within range that is occupied by a medium or smaller creature. If that creature is willing, you both teleport, swapping places. Once you use this feature, you can't use it until you finish a long rest. You also can restore your use of it by expanding a level 2 plus spell slot. No action required.
Pretty good.
Yeah, that's all right, especially considering you're supposed to be summoning things. So swap places with your summon. Makes sense.
Jordan.
Level 3, Conjuration Savant. Why was that hard to say? Conjuration Savant. Choose 2 wizard spells from the Conjuration School, each of which must be no higher than level 2, and then add them to your spellbook for free.
Nice.
In addition, whenever you gain access to a new level of spell slots to this class, you can add 1 wizard spell from the Conjuration School to your spellbook for free. The chosen spell must be of a level for which you have spell slots.
Good. Simple.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like much, but when you compare it to what this was in 2014, it actually is a lot better. The 2014 one was the one that every wizard subclass got, which is the golden time you must spend to copy the spell of whatever subclass you are's school into your spell book is halved.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's bogus. Yeah, no, the free thing is better.
This is much better, and honestly, I kind of wish they would do this for like all the wizard subclasses of just being like, you get
You
more
get your class
spells.
spells
Yeah,
for
you get
free.
more spells of your subclass for free because then you're really gonna focus in on those a lot more.
Mhm.
Levi, that's what all the subclasses do.
Is it what they do in
Yeah,
2024?
yeah,
Okay.
that's all the
Okay.
savant
Okay.
I
features
wasn't
are just
sure. I
that.
wasn't sure if they changed all of them to be like that or not.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well,
that's
they
that's
did it,
much
guys.
better.
They found the one thing that they could do to wizards that wouldn't make people mad.
Yes,
Exactly.
that is much better.
Okay.
I
Level
do also
6.
want to say, because I didn't bring it up, benign transposition. It did say it in the thing, but it didn't specify it. It went from being level 6 to a level 3 feature, so you get it 3 levels earlier in this.
And the feature it replaced, you would never use.
Yeah.
There's a feature that can come back, Minor Conjuration, that is basically, what is that one? Minor image? What is the cantrip?
I think
Silent
that's what it
image?
is. I think it's either minor
Minor
image
illusion?
or
Minor
no,
illusion.
Yeah, minor illusion.
It's basically Minor Illusion that you can do for free.
Yeah, you conjure an inanimate object in your hand or on the ground in an unoccupied space. It can be. It's just an inanimate object too. It's
So
just like a rock.
just take Minor Illusion. Okay,
Yeah.
and now you have a good feature. Great.
Yep. Yeah,
Level
so
6.
that is
Distant Transposition. The range of your benign transposition feature increases to 60 feet. Additionally, you regain your expended use of it when you finish a short or long rest.
that
Simple.
can be pretty good, especially depending on what your summon is. Because if your summon has a lot of movement, that can be really good.
Mhm.
Also, the fact that you can it's just a teleport. Like,
Yes.
it is an action, which is unfortunate, but it's okay. It's
And
still,
also, doesn't have to be for your summon. It could also be for fellow party members.
Mhm.
If someone, you can get people out of sticky situations with it because you can swap places with them. So if someone's like getting wailed on and they're really hurt, you can get them out of something at the expense of you are now where they were.
I was about
But
to
I
say,
was gonna say more
just-
likely, or you throw the barbarian at
it's
the dragon.
it's one of
It's-
those things you gotta
it's
weigh
more
your
like-
options.
it's more likely, oh no, this big thing is in my space. Barbarian.
Yeah, that
Have
too.
the
That too.
paladin.
It's a little bit of what we were talking about with the Scion. It's a little bit of like control wizard or control caster type beat where it's like you get a little bit more of a feel for the whole battlefield. You can move stuff around, and although it's not to the extent of like you can move enemies or anything, it's just friendlies, but still gives you a little bit more control over the field of battle.
I wish it was a bonus action.
It would be better if it was a bonus action.
I think being a full magic action is unfortunate.
I think though part of the idea is because a lot of conjuration spells are you command your thing as a bonus action.
Yeah,
I think that might
Or
be
is
what
that-
the logic was behind it.
that makes sense.
Okay. If that's what they're going for,
I
I'm
don't know.
impressed.
I don't
Okay.
know for sure, but like that's what I'm putting two and two together
Or
with is
yeah,
a
or
lot of
maybe
conjuration
Levi just
spells.
put that together
Yeah,
and they didn't consider that.
they didn't
and now they're
consider
like,
it, but it
yeah,
works.
that was totally intentional, guys.
It just works
That's
that
absolutely
way.
what we meant.
But yeah, a lot of conjuration spells are you command this thing with your bonus action at the end of your turn. Otherwise, it doesn't do anything, or like it takes the dodge action. So
Fair. If that's what was their intention, great. But the way I see it is that it takes a second level spell slot. I know Wizards is going to hear this and be like, they want it. They want Misty Step again.
No,
But-
different thing, not spell, please.
we've
But-
changed it after feedback on the UA.
It's just
The
Misty
conjuration wizard just gets Misty Step now, guys.
That's so upsetting. I hate it.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Well, oh yeah, that's me again now, isn't it?
Yep.
Durable summons at level 6. Another level 6 feature. When you cast a conjuration spell to summon or create another creature using a spell slot, that creature gains 10 hit points equal to twice your wizard level when it first appears.
Woo!
That's pretty alright.
That's really good.
Yeah, just a little top off
not
on
bad.
some health, give it some extra health.
And it's
That-
at level 6.
Yeah.
That's really good. Before
That-
it was just you get at 14th level, you just got a flat 30 10 hit points.
I like this a lot because it makes the conjuration wizard feel like it's better at conjuring things.
Exactly. And that's what they should have done from the start.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, they do still do this in 2014, but it's just worse because it's not technically, it's worse for one level in this, because at 14th level they get 30 hit points in 2014. At 14th level in this they would get 28 hit points
Oh no.
because
But-
it's double your wizard level. But
Yeah.
then when you get to 15th level it's 30 hit points.
And then after
And
that,
then it's better after that. Yeah.
plus you get this at low level, which makes it's always better when you get features like this at low levels because
Yes.
I mean 12 10 hit points at 6th level plus it's whatever its hit points are. That's pretty good.
Again, any feature that scales off of your level, getting it at low level, you're going to want to stay in that class longer.
And I'm glad it's twice your wizard level because
Yes.
that just makes it so much more impactful, especially when it's 10 hit points.
It makes it scale well. It's good all around. It's good feature, good rework of durable summons. I like it a lot more than the original one.
Yes.
Level 10. Focus Conjuration.
I think you
Taking
should do
damage
the
can't
last
break your
two.
concentration on conjuration spells.
This
Yep.
happened. This happened for another class that we read. What was it? Was it the sorcerer thing? Did
think it
sorcerer
might have
have
been one of
a
the
taking
sorcerers. I
damage
don't
can't break your
remember.
concentration?
Let me see. Let me see.
Yes.
Scroll up.
Quick, somebody go back and watch the last episode.
I'm not doing that. I'm just looking up.
Hmm.
Yes. The
Steady
ancestral
spellcaster.
sorcerer at 14th level got that.
Yeah.
But this is at 10th level because it's a wizard.
True.
And it's just
Mhm.
better.
It is
Why
at
would you-
10th level. And I do think it's specifically if it's for conjuration spells, that's pretty all right.
I mean, you're the conjuration wizard, right?
Yeah.
Unlike ancestral sorcerer, there's not that many concentration spells you're likely going to cast.
Yeah.
Here, that's your whole class.
That is your bread and butter, which this is an unchanged feature. This was
Yes.
the same in 2014. But because it's good and you need it as a conjuration wizard.
Yeah.
So
That's why it works here and not really with ancestral sorcerer. Also, I know it's just because of the way the subclasses work for wizard that you get them at different levels, which that's an argument in and of itself. The fact that you get it at an earlier level in a subclass that it matters more than the sorcerer just because you're a wizard, to me, that's pretty funny.
they
So-
are called Wizards of the Coast, not Sorcerers of the Coast.
True.
True.
Oh. Yeah, no. It's an alright feature. Didn't really need much changing. That's why it stayed mostly unchanged.
Okay.
Alright.
Sweet. Level 14. Quick transposition. You can use benign transposition as a bonus action.
Well, look at that.
There we go.
You can also use benign transposition as a reaction. This is really funny. When a creature you can see makes an attack roll against you, but only to swap places
Yep.
with a willing creature.
That I like
The
that.
creature that swaps places with you becomes the target of that attack instead. Barbarian, help!
Yeah. That's humorous and also helps you. So
Yeah.
it's
It
good. I
works.
like that feature. And I like that it's not benign transposition changes to a bonus action. I like that it's you can use it as a bonus action. So now it's entirely up to you. You get all three. You can
you
do
can
it as
use
an
it as
action, a bonus action, or a reaction.
And you can get it back for free without any action required. So you could do it as an action or as a bonus action and then get your resource back to use it as a reaction again on the same turn.
Yes.
Because it's not a spell.
Yes, that's pretty good. Which, I mean, now this has pretty much turned Conjuration Wizard into the I'm gonna ping pong around the battlefield the whole time.
But
Did
you're
you
also
Wizard.
ping-ponging other people.
Yes.
True. I mean, that is the teleportation magic is conjuration. So
Yep.
I'm glad that it's not.
I'm okay with it.
It gives a good mix of both. I like that for some reason they chose to not make this just a spell. the wizard of all.
God.
Don't
Thank
say
God,
that,
don't
Dylan.
say it out loud.
It's strange that, I mean, it's not strange. They picked the wizard. The wizard's everyone's favorite. I like it. You get buffs to casting summon spells. You got 2 buffs for summon spells, and then you have a very good teleportation effect that honestly is very versatile. You can do lots of things with it, being able to teleport people around, being able to, I mean, it's 60 feet once you get 6th level, so it's pretty long range. Being able to bounce people around, being able to, cast tankier summon spells. No notes. Very good.
Yeah,
They did a good
I
job with
think
this one.
I think it's a definite improvement over 2014 by a long shot. 2014 Conjuration Wizard was known as being like the bad wizard subclass.
True.
That or like transmutation were the two that were like, you don't play those wizards. They're not
Yeah.
they're not good. They're not.
This not only is it good, but it's going to play a lot different than your evoker. It's going to play a lot different than
Yes.
any of those other subclasses. They did a good job on the second take for the Conjuration Wizard this edition.
Yeah.
It's weird that they
I
called it
will-
something different the first time, but I mean,
Yeah. I will be honest. I like it. It went in an entirely different direction than what I thought the obvious direction to take the Conjuration Wizard was, which is what I said at the beginning, just let them concentrate on more than one conjuration spell, but I like what they did with it. I think it was a more interesting take while still managing to stay within the rails of the rules of D&D and not have a exception for conjuration wizards and be like they get to concentrate on more than one spell.
yeah,
I like that.
It combos well with itself, being able to cast a conjuration spell to summon something and then being able to teleport that thing around the battlefield
Yeah.
and moving it around as well as your allies. It's just it all works together. It
Which
seems well
also,
thought out.
I didn't even think about this, but the inverse of the if your thing has a lot of movement thing, if it doesn't have a lot of movement, if it's slow but it can like hit hard, this also helps you a lot to get it to people and have it
Right.
constantly be attacking things.
Because you can run it directly up into their grill. Like you run
Yeah.
yourself up into their grill, you teleport them around, and you swap places.
Yep.
Pretty good. Pretty
Exactly.
good.
Yep.
No notes.
Bad.
Good job,
All
wizards.
right. Well, for once, we've left it off on a little bit of a positive note.
We found the good one, guys. We found the one good one that's in the
Of
in
all
the UA.
things, Conjurer Wizard
Conjuration
is the
Wizard.
one that made us happy this time. Which I don't know if I mean the bit's been going on, but like if they get to this far in the podcast at this point, obviously Pertuset wasn't here for this one, so we had Dylan swap in for him instead.
I benign
What are you
transposition.
talking about? Dylan's been the
Yeah,
co-host the
Dylan
entire
benign
time.
transpositioned with Pertuset, swapping him out of the podcast for today. But yeah, no, what I was gonna say is I do wonder how Pertuset would have thought about a lot of these because I feel Pertuset usually tries to be as critical as possible. That's like his thing, is he tries to be the most critical out of the three of us.
I tried to invoke that the best I could. I think I was.
You did for a good bit of it.
I was up until Conjuration Wizard. Really, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I'm curious to know what he'll think about it. I'm sure we'll probably hear next week when we finish this stuff up with him,
Woo!
hopefully again. I don't know. It might not be a Pertuset episode again, but we'll see next time. Let's say something funny for the end.
Something funny for the end.
That
Good job.
You said.
why do you
That's
fail me? Why do you fail me so often?
Hey, we hope you enjoyed the episode you just listened to. If you really like our content, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for notifications on YouTube, and look for us on Spotify. If you'd like to see us continuing to do more fun projects in the future, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can find our page linked in the description above all of our other social media links. And finally, if you'd like to keep up with the zany shenanigans of our lives and check out some more skit-based content and things like that, check us out on Twitter and TikTok, links in the description. And hey, thanks!